Did you guys watch the NFL draft?
Of course.
Of course. All
Most
right.
definitely.
Well, you know what we're going to do now? We're going to talk about it. We're going to help me out, Evan. Who do you think biggest steal of the NFL draft was this weekend?
Biggest steal of the NFL draft, I'd have to give it to the Rams stepping up and getting Tavon Austin. I believe he'll be the most successful player out of this draft. You have a guy who is a receiver, yet he has the jukes and cuts of a running back. So I feel like he'll bring something special to the table.
All right, Jeremy?
To me, clearly the biggest steal by far in this draft was the Packers getting Eddie Lacy in not the first, but the second round. When you let a talent like Eddie Lacy get past you for some reason, I don't understand that at all. I'm talking about the running back that completely decimated Notre Dame's defense in the national championship game, and who probably by far was one of the most productive backs out of the big three from Alabama, in between Mark Ingram, Trent Richardson, as well as himself. So Eddie Lacy to me was definitely the biggest steal.
I did hear Pittsburgh just kind of shied away from him because there were some concerns about his toe. So is he truly healthy from that? We'll see.
Oh man, dude, Eddie Lacy will be fine. There is no doubt in his game or his toughness. He is a pure runner and he will get the job done if need be.
All right, we were talking about reaches earlier. Who do you think took a huge risk in the first round?
I feel like Detroit took the biggest risk of the draft with Ezekiel Ansah of BYU. This is a kid who's only played football his first 4 years at BYU. He's from, a different country. He's never really played football before, yet they give him, the fifth pick. I don't believe he's worthy of that.
I think it's one of those boom or bust things. They're counting on him to be a Jason Pierre-Paul type player, one with an extremely high ceiling who can reach that ceiling. So time will tell. Now, Jeremy, help me out. What was your overall impression of the first round?
Definitely not the caliber of talent that we seen last year in last year's draft. By no means necessary. It was still okay. To see tackles as the first two picks in the draft was definitely not normal or whatever. But
I sort of know the reason why it wasn't the quarterbacks.
No, it wasn't the quarterback. It was just. But something I do want to touch on though. Something that me and Evan was trying to talk about last week. What do you think about your boy Manti Te'o getting picked in the second round?
I feel like San Diego's the perfect fit for Te'o. This is a guy who's from Hawaii, so he's in South Bend where it's freezing half the time. Now he's in the warm weather. Also, there's a lot of Polynesian pride in San Diego with Junior Seau being really their best linebacker of all time. I feel like Te'o can come in and really bring back some of the linebacker pride they had at San Diego.
I get all of that, but wasn't it you who was saying? Who was praising about all of his accolades at Notre Dame, the fact that he was a 3 or 4 year starter at Notre Dame or whatever it was, a Heisman candidate last year, won all these awards at the linebacker position, but yet he went in the second round to be this highly scrutinized, but yet he was able to go in the second round. That's not talent to me like that.
Well, to me, one game really doesn't make or break somebody.
Exactly.
Okay, but in that one game, that is the type of competition he is going to be facing throughout his entire NFL career, and he completely shattered within the moment.
You gotta look at who was on that team, who was on that offensive line that he was playing against and getting pushed around so badly. 3 guys who were drafted, 2 back-to-back in the first round.
Exactly.
That kind
I get that, but still, this is the national championship game. You have to step up or whatever though. But when you are just getting decimated by the blocks up front or whatever though, and you looking pitiful trying to tackle Eddie Lacy in the backfield, that's just not a recipe for a dominant linebacker to come into the league.
You still can't deny 7 interceptions and 102 tackles in a single season. There's never been a Mike linebacker in college football who was able to get 7 picks in a season.
I get that, but I still say you won't see that same productivity in the NFL. Not at all. I guarantee you.
He has a unique skill set. There are some weaknesses and there are some strengths left. So, all right, who is the one guy you're looking at to make a huge impact? Give me one guy from the first round.
From the first round, once again, I have to give it to Tavon Austin. I feel like he'll come in the league, especially in a league now where you really can't even hit receivers like you used to. I feel like
that is true.
If you can't touch that man, you can't catch him.
One word, Jeremy. Who, first round?
Look for Cordell Patterson to come in and make a huge impact or whatever, especially with the Vikings losing Percy Harvin to the Seahawks. Look for him to make a big impact this season.
All right. Basketball. Coming up next, Julian, Adam, and myself, we will talk about some basketball. We'll talk about the playoffs coming up on NSEN.
Welcome back. I'm Adam Johnson here with Julian Seifert and CJ Ecke discussing the NBA playoffs. So, Julian, what do you think the best team is so far?
The best team right now really is the Thunder right now. They're doing it very well without Westbrook. But to me, the best series right now really is the Bulls and the Nets. They have a lot of surprises going on. The Bulls are taking the lead with the series, but I think the Nets are going to come back and take it.
Yeah. What do you think, CJ?
I don't think the Nets are going to win after watching them implode in games 3 and 4 against the Grizzlies. I mean, it's the Nets or the Bulls, but to me, the series that I'm watching is the Grizzlies and the Clippers. It's become a series, and the way I see that going down is I can see the Grizzlies stealing Game 5 because they've gotten back to their physical style of defense. They've got the Defensive Player of the Year anchoring.
But will Chris Paul let them do that though? You know how heated Chris Paul can get.
I don't think Chris Paul is going to have to. He's fighting against Tony Allen right now, who, in my opinion, is one of the better perimeter defenders in the game.
Very defensive, yes.
And Zach Randolph isn't getting in foul trouble like he did the first 2 games. So I can see the Grizzlies stealing one in Game 5 and having that home crowd behind them in Game 6. I mean, it's hard to beat the Grizzlies at home.
It's hard. I really think it's hard to beat the Clippers at home, actually. I mean, they're going back to L.A. They've really played better this season, really, at home, to be honest. So I feel as the crowd's going to get them wild. They're going to play a better team. I feel like Tony Allen is a big aspect to why Chris Paul isn't playing his top notch, his best. But he'll come back. He'll play. He'll be the leader, like he always has been.
That's your prediction?
That's my prediction right now because he's done it, but it's happened numerous of times this whole season.
All right. I want to talk about the Nuggets and the Warriors. That has become a game. And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Steph Curry is the best shooter in the league, bar none. He can score at will, off the dribble, off the pick and roll. He can create his own shot. It is spectacular to watch him, especially in the playoffs now.
So you think he's the one to watch, huh?
He's one of the guys to watch, and I'm going to make a bold prediction right here. The Western Conference Finals will have the Golden State Warriors, mainly because of Steph Curry.
What about Nate Robinson, though? You can't forget Nate Robinson. He's without Derrick Rose being without the Bulls. Nate Robinson has brought this team actually to the top. He scored 20 points per game. I believe this whole series. About 5 to 8 assists each game.
He has stepped his game up, and although I think the Bulls are going to win the series, he can't do that against LeBron James and Heat. I just don't see that happening. I just don't see it happening.
You don't see it happening?
I don't see the Bulls. The Bulls get past the Heat, the Nets, but they're not going to get past the Heat.
So you think he can't take on Chalmers or Wade? Not very healthy Wade at all. You don't think he can take it? Just maybe because of his height?
Not because of his height. Because look, I'm 5'5", and I wish I could do what Nate Robinson could do, but I just can't put my money on Nate Robinson against a team as seasoned and championship as battle tested as the Miami Heat.
Chicago has beat the Heat before. I mean, that's one game, but that's a big game.
It was a big game.
They showed it could be done.
It was a big game, but can the Bulls Can the Bulls win 4 games against the best team in the NBA, bar none? Can the Bulls beat the Heat 4 times? I don't see that happening.
You don't see it happening?
I don't see it happening.
They've proved it already.
I don't.
That's just one game, though. But hey, it's a whole series. You have to wait and see it happen.
All right. We'll have to wait and see. I will go ahead and give you my final prediction. It's going to be the Miami Heat. And I'm leaning towards the New York Knicks. Miami Heat and the New York Knicks will battle to go to the finals, and
So Durant won't make it.
Durant won't make it. That's hard for me to say because I love watching Durant play.
Just what I wish Brookie won't make it.
He needs that compliment, man. He needs that compliment. I think this is where the Thunder are going to regret letting James Harden go because now that Westbrook's gone, and it was one of those freak incidents. I mean, Westbrook's never missed a game in his career, gets hurt now in the playoffs, the worst possible time to get hurt, and it's just going to be a struggle for them. It's just going to be a struggle. As great as Durant is, he can't do it by himself.
All right, well, we will be back on this special season, the final edition of NSEN with CJ Ecke and Julian Sefferth to discuss some Jets.
Hey guys, welcome back to NSEN. We're back with another NFL topic. It's all about the Jets. I'm here with my man CJ and Jeremy. Jeremy, what are your thoughts on the Jets right now?
Well, as for right now, with them drafting Geno Smith in the in the second round, I look for an interesting QB battle between him and Mark Sanchez to see who could possibly become the starter this year. And
you
also
really think
with all
Sanchez is going to battle for that job?
Most definitely, his production with the Jets has not been all of that in these last couple of seasons. Yes, he has went to a couple of AFC Championship games, but Mark Sanchez is clearly another USC bust.
Wow. I don't get why the New York Jets brought in Tim Tebow if they weren't going to play him and then let him go after all that. I can't understand. I can't understand that.
Do you feel like Tebow got a fair shot?
I mean, for all the problems that the Jets had with their offense last year, I don't see how Tim Tebow would have made a difference with being in or out. So I don't believe he got a fair shot at being able to at a chance at displaying what he's able to do. But Tim Tebow is no true quarterback, so there was no hurting there. I mean, the man can't throw, and don't give me the fact that he beat the Pittsburgh Steelers in the playoff game. But
I'm not worried about that. What I want to touch on is it's simple. You can only get better by repetition. And I will say that while he was with Denver, as time went on, his accuracy began to improve. The thing that you need is timing and repetition. Over and over, doing something over and over again helps you get better.
True enough, but Tim Tebow was in the league for at least 4 to 5 years, and his QB mechanics was still subpar because he continued to throw from his hip even up to that point.
I think it was 3 years. It's been 3 years, which is weird. It's only been 3 years that he's been in the league, and he's already been cast out. I mean, I don't understand it. But back to the New York Jets, I do think that with time, their first round pick, D. Milner, out of Alabama, I think he's going to be a good corner. Is he going to be on Darrelle Revis' level? Time will tell. But that was an okay pick in my opinion. I didn't understand drafting Sheldon Richardson with what you're trying to do on defense. Is he gonna be more of a 3-4 end, or doesn't make any sense to me?
My main problem with the Jets is that how Tampa Bay was able to sign Darrelle Revis to a no money guaranteed contract. And it seems like the Jets, they did not want to deal with Revis anyways. But just imagine if they were able to keep Darrelle Revis in their secondary as well as with them drafting D. Milner. We are talking about probably the best secondary in the upcoming season.
But you're forgetting about Cromartie. Cromartie is no slouch in his own right. So.
I mean, true enough, but still to have Darrelle Revis and D. Milner, possibly Darrelle Revis is a shutdown corner and an upcoming shutdown corner in D. Milner, playing both sides of the field for you. I mean, you are able to bring blitzes that nobody has ever seen before.
But to be able to bring blitzes, you got to be able to have
coverage
pressure up front.
True enough, but you still need coverage, which is what they would have had if they would have been able to keep D. Milner and Darrelle Revis in their secondary.
What was missing from this year's draft from the Jets? You were talking about pass rushers. Do you feel like
pass rushers' offensive line was a huge problem for the Jets, and the run game. I mean, they didn't Sean Green was decent, but he just lacked that consistency.
And they also have no weapons either.
When Santonio Holmes went down, there wasn't anybody that could take any sort of pressure off Mark Sanchez. So part of the reason the Jets they struggled so much is because of Mark Sanchez's inability to make plays at the right time, but also his lack of help on the outside, lack of help in the backfield and the offensive line. I mean, the butt fumble speaks for itself. And Geno Smith offers something that Mark Sanchez can't. He's more of your traditional drop back passer. Geno Smith has the ability to scramble and make plays, although that's not his strong suit. So.
Well, that's all we have for football today. Next up, we have Dwight Howard action with Kevin Mumphrey and Kaya Carmona.
Welcome back to the season finale of National Sports Entertainment News. I'm Brianna Sturm with Kaya Carmona and new face, Kevin Mumphrey. So, Kaya, how do you think Dwight Howard will do this season?
This past season, I think that Dwight Howard did not do his best because of his back surgery that he had in last May. I think that he went to LA and he played a couple of games this season, and he should not have. He came right off of back surgery. He should have taken a couple months to heal himself, get his body back to what it needed to be, so that he could go and be the dominating force that everyone knows Dwight Howard to be in the past seasons of his career. You know, he's young, he has a good body, he has the title of Superman for a reason, because he's one of the best centers in the league. He's the only one to have won Defensive Player of the Year for 3 consecutive seasons. No one else in the NBA history has been able to do that. And he didn't win it last year. He didn't win it this year because of his back. And I think that he just needed to heal up. He shouldn't have let the pressure of the city of LA get to him to make him play in certain games that he may not have been ready to be playing for.
Okay, so Kevin, what do you think? How do you think he's...
Well, let's see. He came in playing LA with Kobe Bryant, Hall of Famer, Steve Nash, a Hall of Famer, Paul Gasol, arguably a Hall of Famer, but a 2-time NBA champion. And this was all we got? I give him an F. Absolute failure.
But why did you expect so much from him if you have that good of a bench right there? You have Hall of Famer, Kobe Bryant, Black Mamba. Everybody loves Kobe Bryant. Why put all this pressure on Dwight? Why downgrade him if you have all these star players that are so good without him?
If he wanted to come to L.A., he wanted the pressure.
I don't necessarily think that he wanted to go to L.A. I think Dwight's choice was Brooklyn. He outwardly said that he wanted to go to Brooklyn. L.A. was like, we want him. We're going to win a championship. We're going to do all these great things this season once Dwight Howard gets there. They put so much pressure on him. He got there. Sorry, folks. He didn't live up to the expectations. And it's okay. Rome wasn't built in a day. He will get there. He's young. This is what Dwight Howard does. His career will get back to where it is. He just needs some time to heal. A healthy Dwight is the best Dwight.
Okay, so let me interrupt you guys and ask you this. Kaya, do you think he should stay with the Lakers?
I absolutely do. I think that he should give it another run. If he's going to sign a contract, he's going to be a free agent this summer, but I think he should re-sign the contract because LA brought him there for a reason, to build their franchise around him. Yes, you shouldn't build franchises around big guys in this league, but if they bring in the right pieces to surround him, this can be a dominating team. Kobe Bryant is hurt right now. Kobe Bryant doesn't have a lot of good years left in him. I mean, he's old, let's face it. It's time for him to retire and move on. It's going to be the Dwight Howard show. It's not going to be the Lake show. It's going to be the Dwight Howard show. And he needs to stay in LA, prove to LA what they brought him there for, and he's going to do it.
Okay, I know
agree.
Kevin is over here. He's ready to chime in. So Kevin,
I believe you said the term was Rome wasn't built in a day.
It wasn't.
But it was built with bricks, right? Dwight Howard seems to be really good at building bricks. I suggest he takes his bricks and go back to the East Coast.
Build his house somewhere else, I guess, right?
Go back to Orlando.
But he led a team in Orlando. Did he not lead them to the playoffs several years in a row?
He led a team with nobody whose name I can remember right now, led them to the finals, went to L.A., and he might
have played the back seat a little bit because there was other star players. You want to say Hall of Famers and Kobe Bryant and the stature that he's at, and everybody praises him so much, he played the back seat.
Because he has 5 rings. 5 reasons to praise Kobe Bryant. Only thing I have with Dwight Howard is him getting ejected from a game And bricks.
He's passionate.
Lots of bricks.
Okay, first of all, technical calls have gone just bizarre in the NBA. Men are passionate. Let them be passionate about the game. Let them get aggressive. Let them get their feelings out on the floor. And that's how Dwight, he was frustrated. It's the playoffs. He wants to make it to the next round.
Okay.
He wants to prove to LA that he can do it.
Let me interrupt again and ask you the key question. Is he ever going to win a championship?
He is.
No way.
He is going to win
There's
a championship one day.
I don't know if
will
you
never
noticed.
say never. Ever. Never say never. I'm the biggest Dwight Howard fan, and 100% till my last breath is in my body, I will support him, and he will win
And
a
that
ring.
last breath of your body,
Won't be
Dwight
on
will
brick
lose.
houses. He's
it,
going to win.
it don't matter. Dwight will lose. You will
Okay.
die knowing that Dwight Howard never won a ring. Because of this
No.
guy out in Miami, I believe his name is LeBron James.
Look, LeBron can stay where he is. The Heat has nothing to do with this. LeBron can stay.
I'm pretty sure he's having a great time in Miami, winning rings, enjoying
on
the
steroids
beach.
down in South Beach can stay exactly where they are.
They're very happy they're winning.
I bet they are.
They haven't lost.
But
Actually,
you
they
can't
haven't
win
lost
forever.
that much lately.
You can't win forever.
But you can win a lot.
You
And that's
can-
what Miami does. They win a lot.
But do you think when Kobe comes back for next season, do you think they can try this again?
No.
So you don't think the
absolutely.
chemistry will ever be there? And you think that the one piece to the puzzle is Dwight Howard? He's the
Dwight
only one
wants
that's
to be
messing
Kobe.
things up.
That's
wants
why I
to
want
be
more.
or
He wants
beat?
to be Kobe.
Doubt it.
He probably wants to beat Kobe because
He
how many
has his
times has Kobe
reputation.
Bryant
But
dunked on Dwight Howard?
He has his reputation already in the league. Why does he need to be Kobe? He is who he is. He's the best center.
You know what his reputation is? A brick-making loser.
It is not.
That is what he is.
It
There's
is not.
no ring. He's a defensive player of the year.
Okay, Shaq, yes, he's one of the best. I will give you that. But he's never won Defensive Player of the Year ever in his career.
But he's won rings. Lots of them by
Everything comes down to a ring for you. Dwight Howard
Yes.
is 27 years old. He's only been in the league for 8 years. He'll get the ring. He will get there.
So it obviously seems that we have a diehard Dwight fan,
Die hard.
someone who doesn't believe he's there yet and he might never get there, someone who believes you've got to have the rings to show for it, and someone that believes that you don't have to have the rings to show for it.
He's gonna win a ring.
So, you know, it just depends. But that's all we have the time for this season. Thank you for joining us for sports entertainment news all season long. I'm Brianna Sturm. I'm joined here by Kevin Muntfree.
And I'm Kaya Cremona. We hope you enjoyed this season. It's the season finale of NSEN.
NSEN.
Join us again for next
You bricked
season.
that too.
No, I didn't. Dwight Howard.